Hi BookTube, I'm here with a kind of a different perspective, a different point of view today. I'm here with a flash fiction tag, kind of original. I've heard of this idea before, but I decided to play around with it myself. So basically, flash fiction is just a quick piece of work, written work, probably like 250 to 300 words, and it usually involves a prompt of some sort. So this prompt is going to be a bit more involved than just a situation or a sentence. What I want you to do is go to your bookshelf and choose a random book. And I got the book King Leary, which is a Canadian book about a retired hockey player, of course. So I'm going to give you a list of coordinates to find 5 different words that you have to include in your story. So you include those 5 words in your story. If you land on a word like I, and, was, kind of like a word that's kind of boring, feel free to choose the word either before or after that. We'll give you a bit of leeway there. So here I'm just going to write the words down as I go along, so I'm just going to number them 1 through 5 here. This is the book. And the first one will be found on page 7. This is page 7. Second paragraph, which is right here, and the 4th word, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th word is canal. Interesting. Canal. Then the next word will be found on page 38. 38. Here we go. Bring the book over here. The first paragraph, but the last word, and that's whirligig. That's a funny word. Whirligig. Whirligig. Yeah. Page, I really don't know where I'm going to go with this story so far. Page 83, the first paragraph, nope. 83, the third paragraph. 1, 2, 3, and the 20th word. 20, and I landed on corner. That's an interesting word to use too. Corner. Not coroner. Corner. Then page 126. So obviously a book that has more than 126 pages would be handy. Third paragraph. 1, 2, 3. And the 13th word in that paragraph of 13. It's going to be arm. Okay. Arm. And lastly, 5. The 5th word will be found on page 57. Let's see here. Page 57. The last paragraph on the page, and the second word is going to be find. Okay. Find. So I have my 5 words here. Canal, whirligig, corner, arm, and find. And I'm going to start my story. The words can occur in any order as long as they do occur in the story. So I'm just going to add a title here. Flash fiction number 1. Why not? Okay, let me write a story here. Yeah. So I used my words, just to review, my words were canal, whirligig, corner, arm, and find. I wrote a humorous little story because I had the word whirligig. So I'll just read it to you. George often found himself in quite precarious situations of no making of his own, and today was not an exception. He had woken up groggy within arm's reach of an alligator. Luckily for him, the alligator also appeared to be groggy. He blinked a few times to ensure that the alligator was indeed real and not a figment of his imagination. It was real. He responded then immediately to his own reflexes and backed himself into a corner. As his back hit the wall and his head clunked against it, his brain finally unfogged, and he looked around. He appeared to be in a semi-dried-out canal, the walls of which rose above him. He was beginning to freak out as he saw the alligator beginning to stir. He looked desperately around him, hoping to find some sort of defensive weapon. Something caught his eye. It was some sort of shiny whirligig. He picked it up and brazenly went over to the alligator and bopped it on the head with the whatchamacallit. Immediately, the alligator began flapping around the canal, blowing out air. George laughed at himself as he came fully awake and realized he must have passed out in his pool last night. ... But he didn't own a pool. You know, it's not the world's greatest piece of literature, but it's a fun little story that you write in. I don't know how long that took me. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you feel inspired to do something similar yourself. Feel free to use my coordinates, and I'll link them down below. Thank you for watching.